Dressmakers and friends, welcome again on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create this fringe beaded design with droplets. These are the beads which I intend to use. I intend to use crystals and some droplets. So this is what the droplet looks like. If you take a look at it, you would see, although they vary in shape and design, but one thing that is common is there will be like an eye. Can you see? Like the eye that any needle can pass through, and through that medium you'll be able to like attach it to anything or use it alongside with any beads, because your needle is going to go in through that point I just showed you. So this is what I'm going to be beading on, and it's a V-shaped neckline, and then you can see that very sturdy beading. So one thing you want to do is the points where you want to bead, or the outline, you have to note it. After you have drawn your outline of where you want your beading to start from, then you can go ahead to put in your needle into your thread, fasten your thread into your fabric, and then you can start beading. Now let's say this is my starting point. Okay, one thing is you want to note the length of the bead that you want to create, the fringe. Okay, the length is just totally depending on you. Okay, and if you want to have the same length or different length, the one I have here is the same length, but it's because this neckline is a V shape, that is why it's looking like it's not the same. Okay, it is still the same length. Okay, so how I'm going to do it is count the number of beads which I am going to be using. Okay, in this design that I'm creating, I am counting 12 crystal and 1 droplet, because all of the beads are of the same shape and size. All right, at the end of the day, if I count 12, everything will be the same length, so I don't need to measure anymore. Okay, so after I pick my 12 crystal, the next is to pick my 1 droplet, and now go into your crystals just as you see me do, just like this. You can see you go into the crystal, leaving the droplets out. Can you see? Go into the crystal, leaving the droplets out, and pull your thread just along the way, just as you have seen me done it, like this. It's actually quite easy if you can follow through with all the steps that I have showed you. Can you see? This is it, and what you need to do is to either make a knot here or just make a knot before you get to the next point. Okay, make sure that the point that you're working with is also in mind. You can see I have it drawn out. It's just that I used this white fabric marker because I don't want it to be seen too much after my work is done. Okay, so you want to determine the spacing between one and another. All right, so the spacing I'm using here is 0.5 inch, which is half an inch. So that's the spacing I'm using between one and then the next one. So once you are done with one, just like I have showed you, is that you make the knots there, or you make the knots before you continue the next one, just as you have seen me done right now. Why are we doing this? If you have been following this channel up till now, then I'm sure you should know. The reason is you want each of the bead strand to be an individual. You don't want them reacting with each other, pulling each other and all of that. Okay, so that's one knot that you did is going to help to keep every strand in place. Okay, and then after knotting it, pick up the number of beads that you are using, and then you go ahead, after picking up the crystal, pick up the droplet as well. Note that you can use crystal and droplet because this is trendy right now. This is a design that is trendy right now, so if you use it, it's going to make your work come out great. Whatever design you use this to design is going to give it that luxury look, and that is what we all want. All right, so just pass your needle into the crystal all along like that, just so you are able to get back to the top of everything. And once that is done, you either make the knot here or you move on to the next point, considering the spacing that you have allocated to each one. I've already mentioned in this case we are using 0.5 inch apart. All right, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, now is a good time to do so. give this video a thumbs up because I know that you have found this useful already. And to all returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back on this channel. Please note that you can actually leave a request on this video if there's any beading design that you want us to put on this channel, that you want me to have a tutorial on, to share a tutorial on. Put it up in the comments, and also let me know what you think about this tutorial. You all know I'm always looking forward to all of your comments. All right, so back to our tutorial. If you have not gotten it up to this point, look at it carefully. I'm going to quickly run through the step again. Okay, the first step is for you to get your dress, your blouse, or whatever you are working on. The next step is for you to note the point where you want to have this fringe design on. All right, the next step is get your beads and get your droplets. All right, and then the next thing that you want to do afterwards is to mark the outline. That is the point where you want the beads to be on. Mark the outline one after the other. Know your spacing. How do you want to space it out? You need to have that in mind. Then get your beading needle and your thread, and then it's time to just go ahead with it, just like that. Pick up your crystal if you are also using crystal and droplets, just like in this case, but I've already told you that this combination always works. So if you can embrace it, do it on your next project. It's going to come out really great. All right, so pick up the crystal, and after the crystal, pick up the droplet that you want. Measure it, make sure that it is in your desired length, and that's it. You just have to keep going just like that, one strand after the other, one strand after the other. And also don't forget to knot either at the end of each strand or at the beginning of each strand, just so that each of your strand can be an entity without reacting so much with each other. All right, right now I'm going to be doing the last strand. If you have not gotten it up to this point, I want you to pay attention to how I'm going to be doing this one, and I'm sure that you are going to get it. This is a very easy design, and you all know that on this channel my goal is to ensure that we all understand everything that I am sharing with us in tutorial or whatever form here. And if you have used this and you find it useful, you created something, please note you can always send me a picture through the community, and then let's see, and then let's celebrate your design also together. Now I have picked up my crystal beads, and then the next thing I picked up my droplets, and then I passed my thread, leaving out my droplet into the crystal, just as you can see. And now I'm going to be going through the last two. Can you see? Just like I did it like this. So pull it all together, make sure that everything is nice, and then make sure everything relaxes in. So once you get to the end of your entire beadwork, or maybe your thread is about to finish, here is how you are going to make your knot. It is important that you make this knot as nicely and as neatly as possible. The knot has to be well secured, but while you are securing it, you don't want to leave any kind of mess. Okay, so once you have made a good knot, make several knots, at least 2, 3. Okay, once you have done that, then you can now pass your needle and then pass it out to somewhere else, just so that you leave a little bit of thread inside the fabric, and then you just have to cut your thread. I hope that this video you have found it helpful. This is the final look. Please know that if you want detailed physical or online classes, it is available. All you need to do is chat this number on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in this next tutorial.